Good evening. My name is Dylan, and tonight we'll be going over is Google making us stupid? Now, before we begin, I'd like to ask the audience, you specifically, could you imagine living in a world without Google? I'll let that sink in. It's hard, right? We use Google for many things in our life. We use it to complete homework assignments, to do tasks at work, to look up how to repair things around the house, or even entertainment. Which begs a question that needs to be answered as to whether or not this information being used by Google is making us more intelligent or is it making us more stupid? I was reluctant enough to find an article entitled Is Google Making Us Stupid, which is ironically the topic I'm covering by Nicholas Carr. And the purpose of the argument was to inform readers. Carr wanted to explain to the readers the harmful effects this new technology and internet, specifically Google, is having on the human learning process. What does he mean by human learning process exactly? He means our ability to critically think and to learn. He's saying that the internet is basically throwing away that ability, and we will eventually rely on Google for everything. His main idea, as I just said, is that people are becoming more dependent on the internet. He's finding that the internet has affected people's ability to focus or concentrate, or in other words, shorten our attention span. And he's also found that people are becoming more lazy because of the shortcuts the internet provides. I fully agree with him on all of these reasons. However, I'm first going to go over why I agree with him that people are becoming more dependent and lazy because of the shortcuts provided by the internet. I agree again. When I was a child, I used to always do what I thought was right. I would always try my best. I would always use all my notes I took in school. I was desperate all my possible research before going to Google for the answer. And that was mostly to double check, even if I did. Now, in high school and college, that's the only thing I do. I go to Google. I don't, now don't get me wrong. I do try my best a lot. However, if I'm, because of work or if I'm just too tired, I will go to Google for my answer, which I've I am very upset by that. I would like to get back to my old ways, but unfortunately, as Google advances, so does my dependency on it. And also, that I agree that Google is affecting our concentration point that we have to rely on technology, such as reading an article. When I was a kid, I used to love reading. In fact, while kids were watching cartoons on Saturday, you could find me in the house cozy up with a book. However, as I started to become older in my middle school, high school, and college career, I I saw that video games and TV and movies were way more interesting than a book ever was. So I put the book down. So I eventually come back to it, but let me try this first. I never went back to it, and it ended up biting me in high school and college. When I had to read a lot of books for high school and college assignments, I found I was not able to concentrate on because all the distractions around me, such as social media, the internet, YouTube, anything you think of, I would try to find it. So in the end, the internet has affected my concentration. Carr not only explains how the internet has affected our lives, but his as well through figurative language. The first of which is he splits up a statement into a metaphor and a simile. The first part of the statement is the metaphor part. This is once I was a scuba diver in the sea of words. He is comparing his ability to read deep into things into the flowness of the ocean. How easy it was for him to immerse himself in the book, and how easy it is for a diver to immerse himself into the darkest deeps of the oceans. Then he finishes off the statement with a simile saying, "Now I zip along the surface like a guy on a jet ski." He's explaining this Carr is rather comparing his relationship between skimming and reading, how he used to immerse himself in reading, how he would read every detail to remember it, and now how he only skims the reading for the main idea so he doesn't have to. So in the end, it's making him more lazy, and he will go to the internet a lot for the answers, like I have. Carr's worldview is that the internet is having a negative impact on our brain, which influences our learning process, which is which again is how we critically think and learn. It's affected the way we read, our capacity for concentration and contemplation, and has also shortened our attention spans, as I previously stated. His assumption, however, is that every single person on Earth is dependent on the internet. This is where I'm gonna have to disagree with him. I I I think there's a good chance there are people like my younger self who have not used Google and they do their own work and research, and they do it all without Google or the internet. And so it's their work, not Google's work. It's their own work, and it gives them a sense of pride, which is how I like to feel again. Carr's also made a couple interesting points in his article I find, such as how many people in the world have been made stupid by Google. I'm actually curious. I want to know, but at the same time, I don't because I feel like the number of people that have been made more stupid is too high for me to actually want to know, and that there is there and will there be a future where everybody relies on Google only, and that human effort is taken out of the equation. Like there's no human effort possible. In conclusion, I do agree with Carr that people are relying on the internet way too much and not using their brain. It The internet has not only lessened people's ability to focus on reading and to critically think, but also people are now looking for the easy way out. They're dependent on the internet because the shortcut provides them. They can get the same amount of work done without actually putting in the work, which is how I've become. I'm starting to change, but I go half and half once in a while. And that is why I hope eventually our society will go back to our old way of thinking and not using Google as much. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful night.